The purpose of this short video is just to make sure you fully understand how the structure of this unit may differ from what you may be used to, when things are due, and what the nature of your responsibilities are throughout the unit. You'll see on the bottom of the screen you've got a little legend here. Anything that's green, the icon's coming up here in a minute, that will relate to face-to-face sessions. Anything that's purple will relate to when your group interaction should be happening. Anything that's red relates to when assessments are due. Anything that's orange is going to relate to the weekly tutorials. You'll also note that this particular overall image will be reproduced and put on Blackboard, and will have little blue circles all over each and every one of the information areas, and you can just use your mouse to hover over those blue circles and gain a sense of what should you be doing and what's due and what other resources might you want to be looking at. So hopefully this will help you to navigate your way through the unit really well. So let's get started. The first thing is that we've got face-to-face opportunities for you in week 2. This is optional. You don't have to come along. If you're comfortable with the materials that are on Blackboard and you've made sense of what you've got to do, no need to come. If you'd like to come along, by all means, just look at the set times that are on Blackboard in the announcements area, which will tell you when and where those sessions will be. I'll also include an online session for those people who can't get into the campus as easy. We only meet face-to-face 3 times, so it's really important that you come along to those workshops. Now, I know many of you will have issues with Saturdays when it comes to work, or you might have pre-arranged things like a sporting event or a wedding. We have a catch-up session on Mondays. All you need to do is to contact me and explain your situation, and we can arrange that. But it really is important that you come along. If you don't come along, don't expect to do well in the unit, because the unit is driven by the processes and content that's developed in these 3 workshops. Critically important that you are a part of these 3 workshops. And they'll happen in weeks 4, 7 and weeks 12. The week 4 is from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock. Sorry, from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And the week 7 and 12 are from 9 to 1. So it's not a huge impost. And typically what most students would say to me is, actually, it balances things out really nicely. Yeah, I had this Saturday appointment, but it meant I had more time during the semester for other things, be that other units, your social life, or your work. So, there's a trade-off involved here, and it's not all bad. The next issue is your group interaction. Now, your participation in the group is not compulsory, right? I'm not going to be running around forcing everyone to be in a group. The marks for this unit are all individual. However, if you haven't participated in the group work, it's going to be hard for you to complete the actual 2 major assignments, because they require of you to comment on what happened in that process of discussion through the group. You could try faking it if you want, but the reality is I suspect that would be a lot harder to do than just simply going along and being part of the group. And we'll talk more about that in Workshop 1. And we want the group experience to be something that you really enjoy. And for most students in this unit, that tends to be the case. You've got 3 pieces of assessment. The pre-test, which is due in week 4, the Thursday in week 4, and you'll get plenty of emails to remind you about that. There is only one time to do it, and that's on the Thursday. So if you know in advance that you can't make that Thursday, you can do it from home, obviously. You can do it anywhere within the 24-hour window. It's from 12:01 to 11:59 p.m. the next day. It's a 24-hour window to come on and do a 30-minute test online. It's not meant to be a hard test, but there's no point rocking up on Saturday and saying, oh, I got sick, or I had to work, or I had to... If you've got a problem, contact me beforehand. Contacting me afterhand, I'm very, very limited to what I can actually do to help you out. Even if I want to, the rules and regulations don't allow for me to happen. So don't blow the 20 marks by being lazy. Get yourself organised and make sure you meet that commitment. The interim learning report and the final learning report are due in weeks 8 and weeks 13. And we'll talk much more about those as we go through. They're each worth 40 marks. And every week there'll be an online tutorial. You don't need to attend. You don't need to participate. They're designed to help guide your thinking and the development of that thinking as you go through the journey of the unit. It is a different unit. It's designed to test you in a lot of ways, and we'll spend lots of time talking about that process. And so my advice to you would be, when you get the online tutorials, make sure you jump in, watch them. They're generally around 10 minutes. They're supposed to be provocative. They're supposed to make you think, to question things about yourself, your approach in the unit, and provide you with lots of food for thought in terms of your reflection. So that's it in a nutshell. We're going to meet 3 times, maybe 4, depending on if you want to come along to that optional introductory workshop in week 2. You've got an opportunity for group work, which it's designed to be very enjoyable for you. That's entirely your responsibility, and ultimately you'll be marked as an individual. So no one in the group is going to hold your mark back. It's entirely up to you to manage that process. You've got 3 pieces of assessment. They fall in weeks 4, 8 and 13. And every week you'll receive an email alerting you to the fact that you've got another online tutorial which is waiting for you to watch it and work through the process that's involved in there. Any questions or queries, of course, just come back and have a chat.